My name is Kevin Zuccaro from Fluid Audio, and we are in San Diego. I have my partner who I came in contact with about 10 years ago. So he's in Oslo, Norway, and we're Fluid Audio, and we have a small group of us in California.
Cool. So we have a couple questions for you today.
Mm-hmm,
And the
mm-hmm.
first one is, for what reasons did you found this brand, and what are your expectations of customers' impression after it's founded?
That's kind of a big question, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I had worked at several companies before starting Fluid Audio. I had been in audio my entire life, doing hi-fi speakers, primarily speaker design. So I had done hi-fi stuff, a cinema project. I did some car audio from JBL, Serwin Vega, and then the last company I worked with was M Audio, which was Avid, under Avid at the time, doing all of their studio monitor business. And they were headed in a direction that I didn't like. So I thought, wow, this is a real good opportunity to do what I want to do, and do the kind of speakers that I like.
So is the brand positioning determined by you and your team at the beginning of the design or by the market?
I guess a little bit of both, because we always have our kind of hand on the pulse of what's going on in the market and where things are going as far as monitoring and what the competition is doing. But sometimes I get an idea, and if I think it's a good idea, then I'll run with it and do what I want to do.
Cool. So
It's nice when you have your own company, you can do that.
yeah. So that's why you choose to make the coaxial speakers.
That's exactly
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah.
could you maybe explore it more about why do you choose to make the coaxial speakers?
Right. So first we had two speakers that were positioned a little bit lower in the market, the F5 and F4, which were conventional designs, a 5-inch two-way with the tweeter. And it was time to do an 8-inch two-way. And I hated the way the speakers in the market, the 8-inch with a tweeter on top, the cabinet was usually about this tall. So on a console or anything like that, it's just ginormous, too tall.
Yeah.
And then the tweeter is firing over your head. So I thought, that's a good opportunity to make a coaxial, make it shorter, make it the tweeter on axis with your ear where it should be. And you get all the other benefits of a coaxial design, just better imaging, just all around, just a better design, having all the sound come from one space, one point in space, instead of having separate high and low, and then you can get comb filtering problem.
So it's a great idea, I guess.
It's a win-win. There's drawbacks to a coaxial as well. I won't get into those today,
Okay,
but if you do it correctly, it can sound really good.
Okay, so it's really benefits for the mix and master engineers.
For
I guess.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So and what about the image too? So why do you want to make those?
So Image 2, we wanted to go a little higher end, more power, just a more impressive speaker. Plus, we had used our AMT high frequency device on a previous project called the FPX7. We loved the way it sounded, we loved the way it performed. So we decided to just use that in this configuration. We put it in a kind of deep horn to time align it with the mid range, so that the high and the mid arrive at your ear at the same time. And then the dual 8, you guys heard it earlier. I mean, the bass extension is pretty impressive. It's flat down to 40 hertz, and it's not a big cabinet. You know all your other competitors in the other rooms, they're big boxes, right?
Yeah.
And this is a compact design, and the side firing makes it just a more convenient form factor.
Yeah. Okay. So, and what other characteristics of the Image 2 speakers compared to those speakers that can also be collaborated, such as ADAM and the newly released Antelope IA? Want to explain?
Well, we're only, I guess, one of 3 people that are doing the room correction and the speaker idea.
Yeah.
Actually, we were the first to
Okay.
to be released.
Cool.
But anyway, and we started with our collaboration with Sonarworks. We went to them and said, hey, we want to have the ability to put the calibration file right onto the speaker in the DSP. They said, we love the idea, let's do it. So we inked this collaboration. We work with them, and it's very simple if you have the full version of Sonarworks to just export the calibration file, upload it using our DCT software, which we probably should have had up here, but it's okay. You can find it anywhere online. And just to upload it, and then there's additional functionality using that DCT software.
So, and after we know the products, and so we want to explore in like the products more. So what are the directions that you and your company are currently updating for existing products? Like, is there any product that you currently see as exceeding your expectations?
Well, outside of monitoring, we have stands. These are our DS stands. Those have exceeded our expectations. Those have done really well. We have our Strum Buddy guitar monitor, which has done exceedingly well. But as far as monitors are concerned, I guess it's the FX that have done really, really well. And that's going to be the next update as far as products are concerned. We're going to do a more higher end, higher power, more for Dolby Atmos applications and stuff like that, and taking advantage of all the benefits of the coaxial design, using kind of the same ID, but making it a more robust and professional type of monitor.
Okay, so maybe a new combination for the panoramic sound system?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Multi-channel, immersive usage.
Okay, cool. So continuing with the innovative design of the speakers, have you thought of making some more innovative breakthroughs in the field of like microphones and headphones that you currently have?
Well, we do want to grow the lines of our, we only have one offering right now as far as mic and headphones. So we're going to probably do more products in those categories. We haven't really thought about it too much. As you know, the Focus comes with mixing software that will simulate rooms and do that. So this is a pretty, for $69, this is a very powerful mixing tool. Especially for guys that are mixing on the go with their computer, etc. The Axis sounds great for the price point. Comes with all the carrying case, the high performance cable and everything. So yes, we will go further than this, but we've got a lot of things happening right now with the FX and the Image. So eventually that will happen.
Okay, so right now just focus on speakers more.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And we will do more with the Image series as well. We're going to go down to an Image 1 with smaller drivers, roughly the same power, and then an Image 3, and then an Image Sub as well. Okay. So we hope those all happen next year.
Okay, cool. And we hope it come like as fast as possible. Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. And also, like, after the products, we want to know more about yourself. And like we all know you're both an audio engineer and also a manager of a company. So what do you think the difference is between these two positions in your perspective?
Well, the manager, I'm the founder, and I am kind of the general manager. So I control I have a hand on the finance part and all of the facets of it. Sales and marketing is primarily controlled by my partner, Kenneth. So I don't have to step into that world too much, but you know, you do what you have to do in order to, and it involves a lot of learning. In my case, you know, I was designing speakers, not only from the engineering perspective, but from a musician's perspective, because I write and sing and perform as well. So I come from that, but also there's a lot to learn as far as being a kind of entrepreneur and learning how to grow a company. So yeah, it's a lot to do, but I like it.
So that's harder than the technology part?
It's just a different thing. There's a lot of kind of big decisions that you have to make as far as where to invest money and stuff like that. So it's just a different discipline. And that's where my partner is really valuable. You know, when I am afraid to make a decision, I'll say, "What do you think?" And then we talk it over and come to some conclusions. And also as far as the voicing and the performance of the speaker as well, we collaborate a lot, which is really helpful.
So great teamwork.
Yeah, I couldn't do it all myself. And,
Yeah.
and to be frankly honest, I did try it myself and went nowhere. And so that's why I found Kenneth.
And also for this trip, and what's the difference between this trip and your previous trips and you had in China? And also, do you have any thoughts about the flagship store of Dingdong Audio this time?
Well, it's very impressive, I'll say that. There's not only a lot of products, but there's a lot of know-how and a lot of brilliant people here that know their business. And I could stand to learn a few things from you guys. So I'm impressed with the store and the people. As far as what was the other? In China. China is constantly evolving and growing. It's incredible every time I come. I started coming here in 2002, and each time it seems like it's growing and becoming a little more Western, but at the same time keeping that same culture that's so unique and original to China. So it's cool.
And also, like from the perspective of like a practitioner, like what do you think of the worldwide audio industry in the future? So how it goes?
Well, thanks to guys like you, musicians that really don't have any kind of know-how or education to make their music can just come to a store like this and talk to you guys and learn what they need to do to make their music and to see their vision, their musical vision or whatever it is. When they have somewhere to come like here, it sure helps a lot.
And you know, the world is now all about the AI in different like industries. Like, how do you think the impact of AI on like various industries, and especially for the audio industry? Is it good or it's bad?
Well, just like any new powerful technology, it can be used for good and bad, depending on who's using it and how they're using it. In fact, I wrote a song not too long ago about the use of that. But I think as long as people keep the right intentions in mind and keep the spirit of humanity in whatever they're doing in their use of AI, then I think there's going to be no problem. It's when we start to veer off from the course and not think about our fellow human beings, and then we have a problem.
So do you think it's gonna be helpful in the future for your own company?
I think so. I think it will. We could stand to use a little more know-how and power in our company. So for sure, I don't know how it would be implemented, but yeah.
It's just a curious question. Like, if you have a chance to go back to any time period from the past, like what time position would you return? At a certain point.
That's a tough one. I mean, I love the Beatles. I'm a huge Beatles fan. So if I went back to like '64, you know, I was almost born then, but not quite. And to see the Beatles live would have been pretty cool. I'm also a big Elvis fan. I would have loved to see Elvis Presley live. But other than that, the origins of the U.S., like around Ben Franklin time, when they were just starting the origins of the country, I think that's fascinating to me because I really love I love Ben Franklin because he's an inventor like me, and he liked to party.
Cool. Okay. So here's the last question. So what else do you want to say to our friends in China this time?
Thank you again for being so welcoming and kind to me and my visits. Everybody I talk to is so cool, and I love it here. It's fun.
Okay, thank you. So
Hmm.
finally, we want to bring our blessings and appreciation to all members of Fluid Company, and hope you guys will have a bright future.
Thank
Okay,
you so
thank you
much.
so much. Yeah.